怎样才能让生活有意义？当小小的喜悦转变成极大的满足时，而更大的喜悦足以改变人生。当您的目标启发了他人，而您喜欢的人与事身相契合，您会发现，找到了人生目标，生活才算真正有意义。
Kehidupan penuh bermakna apabila keceriaan yang sederhana terasa besar. Keceriaan yang merubah kehidupan. Apabila matlamat anda menjadi inspirasi mereka dan apa yang anda sayangi menemui orang yang paling anda kasihi. Kehidupan lebih bermakna apabila anda menemui tujuan hidup anda.
வாழ்க்கையை வாழ சிறந்ததாக்குவது எது? பெரிதாக தோன்றும் சிறு சிறு இன்பங்கள் மற்றும் வாழ்க்கையை மாற்றும் பேரின்பங்கள். உங்கள் லட்சியங்கள் அவர்களின் ஊக்கமாகும் போது, உங்கள் விருப்பம் அன்புக்குரியோரை சென்றடையும் போது, ஏனென்றால் உங்கள் நோக்கத்தை நீங்கள் கண்டறியும் போது வாழ்க்கை உண்மையாகவே வாழச் சிறந்தது.
Scissors, paper, stone.
I remember how we first got our nicknames. And from that day, we became scissors, paper, and stone. We were always together, just like family.
Hungry, right?
Yay! Your favorite. Scissors, paper, stone. Makan.
Thank you, Adik.
Thank you, sayang.
Scissors, paper.
It's okay. You can have it.
Thank you.
Soon, we entered the next stage of our lives. Scissors and paper's love blossomed. And I became a religious leader, guiding and supporting my community.
Sayang, I want to make it easier for you in case anything happens to me. So, I'm going to appoint you for my lasting power of attorney and advanced care planning.
Apa Mak cakap ni? Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Sediakan payung sebelum hujan.
The hardest part of growing up is realizing your parents are also growing old and frail.
Mak? Minum, Mak?
Kau siapa?
Sayang, Mak.
Kenapa kau nangis?
Mak minum, eh?
Sediakan payung sebelum hujan. I'm glad I discussed it with Mak. Now I can make arrangements for her health and financial matters.
Hey, how you coping?
I'm okay. With the LPA and ACP, I know what she wants.
It's a good thing we got ours done too.
Yeah, at least we now have peace of mind.
Makan, Mak?
At some point, we stopped playing scissors, paper, stone. Who needs a game of chance when we know we'll always be there for each other?
Thank you, Adik.
Thank you, Adik.
My husband is very friendly, is a joker. Everybody want to be friend with him. So I feel very lucky to be chosen.
In my memory, my father is a very bubbly person. All the things that I have, all is provided by him. When he come back home from work, the whole body is all stained with oil.
Life is full of fleeting moments. We never realize how quickly life could change in an instant, and how precious our time together was. When sickness strikes a loved one, and life turns upside down, how do we find the strength to carry on?
When I started as a caregiver at the age of 13 years old, I remember when I come back from school, we saw a pool of blood and my papa sitting down there. He immediately was admitted and they scheduled for early operation. My father has stage 3 rectal sigmoid cancer.
My husband had diabetes since he was 40. In the year of 2014, when I was preparing my son's wedding day, doctor said that my husband had a very serious diabetes, can cause kidney failure. 1 year after that, doctor said he has to do dialysis.
I saw him bedridden with all the tube around his body. I'm very fearful. I dare not go near him.
2 years after dialysis, he had a first mild stroke. But since he already not in good condition, 2 years later, he gets second mild stroke.
We come from a low-income family, and my parents don't have extra money to buy insurance for themselves. And they also don't expect they themselves will fall sick. 2 years later, my mom also encountered accident at work. One of the finger crashed by the machine. She need to stop working after that. I feel that the whole sky like collapsed.
After that, we found that his ability to walk is quite difficult. Furthermore, he ever fell down. So he become more fear how to walk.
When I'm preparing my O-level and going to enter into poly, my mom suffered from stroke. When our loved ones are there suffering, you have to do it. Whatever the healthcare professional tell me, I try to memorize and carry out for my mom.
My husband is quite big size and I'm quite small. Then I try to do beyond of my ability. And then I had back pain. When I see doctor said there is a slip disc on my backbone. And I already went for operation last year.
My father was diagnosed of 3rd round of cancer. My mom actually suffered from a few rounds of stroke. My memory of growing up is either school, hospital, workplace, because of my caregiving towards my parents. At a young age, right, because I always have so many why, I start to tell myself, I want to find out. First thing I go to poly, I want to enroll my nursing course.
A care connector came to me and introduced me about the caregiving grant to lighten my burden to pay hospital bill or transportation for appointment.
I have successfully applied for them, both my mom and my mother-in-law, a few of the government grant. During these few hours, this daycare center my mom went to, I'll be able to go out to work and some respite for myself. It is very, very important to have our annual checkup to detect any abnormality and receive the treatment earlier rather than complications set in. My father passed on March 2020. Now, when I look back at the photos that we took, how I spent my meaningful days and the quality of time with my loved ones. And that is the beautiful memories that I have.
I'm the closest person to him. There is no reason why I should put him aside when he is sick. I still love him, like love him at first sight.
Get ready for a healthier you with Healthier SG. Start your journey with a free first health plan consultation at your preferred family clinic and receive 3,000 health points. Continue to keep your health in check with free nationally recommended screenings and vaccinations. And prevent or manage your existing conditions well through an active lifestyle and healthier eating. With more benefits from 2024, step into Healthier SG. Enroll when you get your SMS invite from MOH.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mana? Balik!
Choco dinosaur tsunami.
Mak! Too much sugar can cause heart disease, stroke and diabetes. Dr. Gopal said you should watch what you eat and exercise more. Now, this is your fitness tracker.
This is best. No need to exercise and still can earn points to go shopping.
Nick, you should wear the fitness tracker and join the Kebaya aerobics class.
My dancing days are over.
Nenek was one of the Kebaya queens.
That red hijab, it looks like...
Your granddaughter said that you're not taking care of yourself. I don't want to lose you, Kak.
But you left.
And I should have apologized before I left. Dancing with you was
The best time of my life.
Zumba next week?
Huh? 我买给你的那双运动鞋到底在哪里？
知道。风雨同舟，陪你走到底。
Any pain?
No.
Very good. Are you still taking your medicine for high cholesterol?
Yes, once a day.
What about exercise? How many steps do you take a day? That's my wife. We like to go for walks together. Do you like to go for walks too?
Ah, 我们来一双新的。
Hey, did you know about this? Screen for Life, subsidized health screening, $5 or less.
Apa?
There's health screening for only $5 or less.
$5 or less.
Go for health screening now. Go for health screening.
$5! $5!
$5 or less.
Good things must share.
Kevin. We've been stuck on this level for hours.
积极前进，迈向更好的自己，让精力充沛，身体更强健。掌握数码技能，学习财务规划，掌握小贴士，打造健康快乐的生活方式。高额津贴的定期体检，让您更加安心。好滋味，好健康，美食等您来尝。投入爱好，活跃思考，维系友谊。您的灿烂年华从今天起步，立即上网 livewellagewell.gov.sg 报名参加免费活动。Terus maju ke hadapan demi kesejahteraan anda, rasa bertenaga dan tambah kekuatan. Kuasai ilmu kemahiran digital dan perancangan kewangan. Pelajari pelbagai panduan untuk menerapkan gaya hidup sihat dan bahagia. Dapatkan ketenangan fikiran dengan menjalani pemeriksaan kesihatan secara tetap yang bersubsidi. Nikmati hidangan yang lebih sihat dan lazat. Lakukan hobi agar minda sentiasa aktif sambil mengekalkan hubungan dengan kawan-kawan. Tahun terbaik anda bermula hari ini. Daftarkan diri untuk menyertai program-program percuma hari ini di livewellagewell.gov.sg.
மென்மேலும் சிறந்த உங்களை நோக்கி முன்னேறிச் செல்லுங்கள். ஆற்றலும் பலமும் பெறுங்கள். மின்னிலக்க மற்றும் நிதி திட்டமிடல் திறன்களை கற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள். ஆரோக்கியமான மகிழ்ச்சியான வாழ்க்கை முறைக்கான உதவி குறிப்புகளை பெற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள். சலுகைகளுடன் கூடிய வழக்கமான உடல்நல பரிசோதனைகளுக்கு சென்று மன அமைதி பெறுங்கள். ஆரோக்கியமான சுவையான உணவுகளை உண்டு மகிழுங்கள். உங்கள் மனதை சுறுசுறுப்பாக வைத்திருக்கவும் நண்பர்களுடனான பிணைப்பிற்காகவும் பொழுதுபோக்குகளில் மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் ஈடுபடுங்கள். உங்களின் தலைசிறந்த ஆண்டுகள் அவை இன்று தொடங்குகின்றன. இன்றே இலவச நடவடிக்கைகளுக்கு பதிவு செய்யுங்கள். livewellagewell.gov.sg.
Life is a winding road of choices and surprises. What happens when it puts up a roadblock and the familiar path feels rocky?
I was retrenched.
I should be able to find a job, but reality hit me quite hard.
It was really a dark time for me.
Do we take the chance to learn again?
My background is graphic design.
And I was working as an aircraft technician.
I got retrenched in 2016. This was at a startup. We have to survive on our funds, and unfortunately our funds ran out. So we were all forced to look for a job afterwards.
My wife was 3 months pregnant when I got retrenched. I didn't have the face to actually face my wife. I feel like I'm obligated to actually be the one who put food on the table for my family.
I feel disappointed in myself that having been on this earth for 40 over years ago, I still haven't made something of myself.
The moment when I told my mom, I break down. From the back of that call itself, I can hear my dad was telling me, "Don't worry, Farhan, you can do it." And that was the first time ever in my life that my dad gave me that inspiration.
So the first thing that came to mind was how soon can I get a job again? What if my wife also got retrenched? I sent out about 100 applications, anything to do with graphic design. I thought I had the skills, but none of them came back to me. At that point, I realized that the biggest disadvantage was my age. I was already 46 at the time.
I started to do food delivery for my short-term solution.
I took a taxi driver course, I passed, and I became a taxi driver.
I realized that yes, you can earn that much of money, but there are some perks that is not there.
After 4 or 5 months of driving taxi, I developed numbness in my leg one day. Subsequently, it got more serious. I started to lose feeling in my leg. I got an MRI scan and I was told that I have compressed disc in my lower spine. At that point, it made me reflect that, do I want to do this for the rest of my life?
I chanced upon an academy that I can upskill myself. That's where I got the opportunity to learn software development.
During that call with the counselor, he said, choose a course that when I graduate, the chances of me finding a job after that is much higher. That's why I took up a course in motion graphics design.
After a few years of not going back to school,
it's a bit scary.
When I get into the class, I was quite surprised that a few students that are older than me.
All my classmates were like half my age. I'm like probably the second oldest guy there.
I looked up to them because they actually take up the effort to learn something new.
The course is a 1-year course, full-time.
What I went through was full bootcamp for 3 months, and we had the chance to actually do up our own project.
This is from my school. That's me. Infographics, we were translating data and text into static images. But as a motion designer, I have the extra dimension of animating. So I took the SkillsFuture mid-career support package, which paid for the bulk of my course fee. On top of that, I got additional support because I was over 40. I only had to pay about 20% out of my own pocket.
The government actually subsidized about 90 to 95% of my course fees, and I only have to pay 5 to 10% using my SkillsFuture credit. The way how we communicate with me and my wife, she always challenged me. If you want to do it, you do it, and then show me. That actually drives me to try and do my best.
Throughout all this, I only have my wife to thank for all her unwavering support, for her belief in me, and also to my daughter. She's like a beacon that I am working towards.
Once I finished the bootcamp, I was actually offered employment by the technology group company. And then when I got the offer, I was really surprised. It's above my expectation. I've been working from home all the way until now. It's been 2 years since.
I took the big step towards unknown territory. The big fear that was like hanging over me is gone.
When I look at my kid, he's always learning new things. It doesn't matter how big it is to people. What matters is what you learn every single day.
I don't think the adage that you can't teach an old dog new tricks holds any water these days, because anybody can learn new skills.
Looking for your next career move can be exciting, but also daunting, especially if you're not sure where to start or what to look out for. Instead of sticking with the familiar, what other possibilities are available? Workforce Singapore, or WSG, has a suite of digital services that can guide Singaporeans like you and me. They've harnessed technology to make the whole process faster, smarter, and more efficient than ever. The best part, it's really easy to use. Introducing My Careers Future, a comprehensive portal to assist you in your career planning. My Careers Future offers Singaporeans a faster and smarter way to search for jobs. It matches you with relevant jobs based on your skills and competencies. Within the portal, Workipedia by My Careers Future provides you with resources to thrive in today's job market, including expert insights on job search strategies and career development. You can also learn from others who have found new career opportunities and made successful transitions with help from WSG. WSG has also worked with GovTech and SkillsFuture Singapore to roll out the Careers Finder feature on the job portal. Careers Finder is a digital tool that offers a systematic way to plan your career. It helps you look for opportunities that align with your skill sets and broadens your career prospects. Instead of spending long hours doing your own research on the current jobs and skills in demand, Careers Finder does it for you. Careers Finder is powered by multiple algorithm models to collect data from a variety of sources. With that, Careers Finder can analyze and recommend new career and skills opportunities based on your profile. This feature allows you to consider career options that you may not even be aware of. As the backend system continues to gather data on a daily basis, the Recommender tool will become more refined and more powerful over time. To get started, key in your occupation. Select your current skill sets from work and outside of work. Next, select your desired career path and preferred occupation. If you already have skill sets suitable for that role, select them. Now let Careers Finder work its magic and personalize the recommendations for you. Click on each suggestion to find out more, and you can also see how many people like you have made similar transitions. Besides matching your skill sets to in-demand jobs, Careers Finder can also recommend courses you can take to build up your skills further in your preferred occupation. If you're ready, proceed to select the available jobs on My Careers Future portal and start your applications. Careers Finder is a powerful tool that can help expand a person's career pathways, giving you options to develop and grow professionally. Speaking of growth, the tool will constantly evolve to provide more accurate and refined recommendations over time. In fact, WSG career coaches use it to complement the career planning process.
In a rapidly changing world, clients may face challenge in planning for their career. So we can tap on our digital tools, for example, Careers Finder, which allows them to put in their history, their background, their skill sets, what are the potential options in terms of occupations that they can look at. So that allows us to have a very intentional conversation with the client on what are some of the areas that may sit well with them, what may not. So in addition to Careers Finder, you can also leverage on other platforms from Workforce Singapore, such as our Wikipedia by My Careers Future, and also Careers Grid for access to a wide variety of resources, ranging from workshops, seminars, virtual career fairs, as well as podcasts on career tips. As a career coach, I've helped many of my clients navigate through their career journey through career planning. If you need help in kickstarting your career planning process, you can reach out to Workforce Singapore's Careers Connect or NTUC's E2I for support.
I'm currently in the finance industry and looking for a career change, but it's pretty scary to leave my comfort zone and I wasn't sure where to begin or what to look for next. But thankfully, Careers Finder has shown me the way. It's really easy to use. There are only 4 steps and the recommendations shown were straightforward and clear. It helps me to gain insight on my current skill sets and my suitability for the next role.
Keeping your career on track can be done smarter, faster, and more effectively with WSG's digital tools. Whether you're looking for personal development opportunities or exploring career options to accommodate changing circumstances, WSG can help with your career planning and development needs.
So you're hiring. A warehouse manager, for instance. Did you think about a mom ready to rejoin the workforce? Maybe you need a UX designer. Was an older person who you imagined. Perhaps you need a concierge. Have you considered someone pursuing their passion? They may not be from your industry, but with the right skills and training, they can become valuable additions to your company. So what can you do now? Widen your perspective, widen your talent pool.
Was it difficult for you to find the right one?
I was scrolling through and refreshing through the app every day, hoping to find the right match.
To be honest, I had second thoughts about it. Then I felt, why not just give it a shot? Hi, I'm Nafisa.
Hi, I'm Jihad. We said yes to this Sembawang flat a year ago, and this is our story. We were definitely drawn into it. We love the layout and how spacious it is. So when we first stepped into the flat, we could envision how we could make it our own.
For me, I wasn't too keen on the location because Sembawang just felt ulu and really far from town. But after viewing the unit a couple of times, it kind of grew on me because I saw how peaceful and quiet the neighborhood is, and that really suits my personality. The convenience. So our flat is really near the MRT station, and that's important to us because we both don't drive. And staying in the north also makes more sense because we'll be nearer to Jiyat's workplace, and he works shifts, so it'll be easier for him to commute back and forth. But what really sealed the deal for us was that the price was just right and within our budget.
To be honest, we weren't looking at 5-room flats. The price was comparable to most of the other 4-room units that we were looking at. We like how spacious it is, and we like the layout of the house, and we saw the potential on how we could design it the way we wanted it to be.
Yeah, I like the privacy and slower pace of living because I'm used to living in an area where it's busier and there's a lot more foot traffic. So Sembawang is a very different vibe. It's more laid back, less busy, more quiet. And because I'm more introverted, this neighborhood is just perfect for me.
So we like how home is now somewhere we can unwind and relax. And my days are usually pretty hectic. We just want to go home to somewhere that's quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that we are closer to nature. Sembawang Park is just 20 minutes away, so we often go there for a stroll during the weekends.
Previously, we were living with our parents because we didn't have our own space. Right now, we are free to experiment with the design of our own home, and with that, we've decided to have an extended open kitchen, and it's actually become my favorite area of the house. I have actually picked up cooking, and it has become a form of therapy for me.
We're also both film lovers, so when we got this place, we decided pretty early on that we would leave a bare wall in the living room so that we could project our movies on a bigger canvas. And the other reason why we chose a projector instead of a TV was because in our previous homes, when people come over, people just tend to sit around a TV instead of talk. So with our own home, we wanted to do things differently. We actually want people to have meaningful conversations with us. First, set your budget with your partner, and then just be open to explore because you never know what you can find.
So the location matters a lot because every neighborhood has its own unique personality. Find one which can complement your needs and lifestyle well.
Every day, we get 24 hours to change the world. With the power of choice. It's a race against the clock to protect all that we love and care for. And there are many ways about it, so go green your way. Not sure how to start? Take a leaf from those around. Turn the corner down the block. Recycle more and recycle right. Use your hands for a simple fix to keep the things you love going. Power up your day. It's a breeze at 25 degrees. Power down the lights when you're out and about. Take a trip down our waterways. Clean up as you cruise along. Spot some wildlife if you can. Eat fresh, support local. Give ugly food a second chance. Why not learn to grow your own? Here's to the beauty of choice. Old is gold. Make things last. A few more stitches, and it's as good as new. Go green in style. Go green your way. Make a difference and reuse that bag. Clean up each time you eat or drink, just as you would at home. Wash up, don't let it run. Recharge under the shower. Short and sweet. Going out? Move your body, clock some steps. It's never too early to start them young. Time's a ticking. Choices are waiting. There's no time to lose. You have the power to choose. Go green your way.
will be making his way to the stage very shortly.
Akan menyampaikan ucapan Rapat Umum Hari Kebangsaan. Encik Lee akan berucap dalam bahasa Melayu, kemudian Mandarin. Ucapan dalam bahasa Inggeris akan disampaikan pada 8 malam.
பிரதமர் லீ சியன் லூங் ஆற்றும் தேசிய தின கூட்ட உரை தொழில்நுட்ப கல்விக் கழக தலைமையகத்திலிருந்து நேரடியாக ஒளிபரப்பாகிறது. திரு லீ முதலில் மலாய் மேண்டரின் மொழிகளில் உரை நிகழ்த்துவார். அவர் தமது ஆங்கில உரையை இரவு 8 மணிக்கு தொடங்குவார்.
我们现在带您到公益教育学院总部，李显龙总理将发表国庆群众大会演讲。李总理将首先以马来语和华语发言，他也将在8点发表英语演讲。
We are now bringing you a live telecast from Institute of Technical Education headquarters, where Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong will be delivering his National Day rally speech. Mr. Lee will be speaking in Malay, followed by Mandarin. His English speech will be delivered at 8 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to see everyone here again at ITE Central. Last year, we still had to keep the numbers down and we were still wearing masks. This year, full strength, back to normal. It feels very good. Let me begin, as usual, in the national language. Saudara-saudari sekalian, kita semua bangkit sepenuhnya daripada pandemik COVID-19. Kini kita lebih kukuh dan berdaya tahan sebagai satu Singapura. Tetapi, kita berdepan dengan pelbagai cabaran baru yang semakin rumit yang memerlukan kita bersatu padu untuk mengatasinya sebagai satu rakyat. Pasukan 4G yang diketuai Timbalan Perdana Menteri Lawrence Wong telah melancarkan inisiatif Melakar Hala Tuju Singapura atau Forward SG. Mereka berbincang, bertukar-tukar idea dan bekerjasama dengan ribuan rakyat Singapura daripada segenap lapisan masyarakat. Saya gembira badan-badan dan masyarakat Melayu Islam juga turun padang untuk sama-sama menyumbang secara aktif dalam Forward SG. Inisiatif ini penting untuk menyegarkan kontrak sosial kita, menentukan Singapura yang kita idam-idamkan dan cara terbaik mencapainya. Antara perkara yang kita idam-idamkan tentulah kemajuan ekonomi, pekerjaan, dan mata pencarian yang mantap. Namun, keadaan dunia pada masa hadapan dijangka tidak menentu dan terus bergelora. Sungguh pun demikian, sebenarnya banyak peluang tersedia bagi mereka yang berani merebutnya. Sektor-sektor ekonomi baru sedang bercambah, mewujudkan pekerjaan baru yang tumbuh bak cendawan selepas hujan. Satu contoh adalah bidang digital yang amat memerlukan kemahiran baru dan ilmu yang mendalam. Malah, bidang digital menawarkan peluang pekerjaan yang sangat luas. Anda boleh menjadi penggiat YouTube, saintis data, atau seorang pereka UX, iaitu pengalaman pengguna, atau UI, iaitu antaramuka pengguna. Siapa kata dengan permainan online kita tak boleh cari makan? Sebenarnya boleh. Bagaimana caranya? Dengan menjadi seorang pemain profesional, jurulatih, ataupun pengulas. Saya gembira semakin ramai yang berpindah ke sektor digital, termasuk karyawan Melayu Islam. Saya difahamkan sekumpulan mereka yang menempa nama sebagai pakar dalam bidang IT bergabung di LinkedIn. Ditubuhkan tahun lalu rangkaian yang dikenali sebagai Malay Muslims in Tech. Kini mempunyai hampir 400 anggota. Mereka menganjurkan bengkel, seminar dan sesi-sesi rangkai kerja untuk menggalakkan perkongsian idea, kemahiran serta peluang-peluang baru. Seorang daripada mereka ialah Atikah Abdul Kalim. Beliau lulus dengan ijazah Sains Politik dari NUS, tetapi kemudian memilih untuk meneruskan pengajian dalam bidang yang berlainan sekali. Rekaan digital UX bagi aplikasi, laman web atau peranti. Sejak itu, beliau bekerja sebagai pereka UX di beberapa syarikat teknologi besar seperti Razer, Shopee dan kini di Rakuten Wiki. Pada tahun 2018, Atikah mempamerkan kehandalannya di cabaran teknologi hackathon masjid-masjid. Wadah e-dagang rekaan pasukannya bagi barangan terpakai muncul juara. Kini, sebagai pereka kanan UX dan juga instruktor, beliau berkongsi minat dan kepakaran dalam rekaan digital kepada para pelajarnya. Syabas Atikah. Semua ini merupakan peluang baik yang perlu kita manfaatkan. Namun, di sebalik peluang-peluang ini timbul tekanan. Tekanan untuk sentiasa mengikuti tren terkini. Timbul juga kebimbangan bahawa pekerjaan anda mungkin diambil alih robot atau aplikasi AI, iaitu kecerdasan buatan. Memang kita menjangkakan lebih banyak gangguan kepada pekerjaan. Lebih ramai pekerja kita akan terjejas dan mungkin hilang pekerjaan beberapa kali sepanjang kerjaya mereka. Hakikatnya, pekerjaan sangat penting dalam kehidupan kita. Pekerjaan bukan sekadar mata pencarian bagi keluarga kita, tetapi ia juga penanda identiti kita, lambang kebanggaan dan harga diri kita, yang juga menjadi inspirasi kepada anak-anak kita. Apabila kita hilang pekerjaan, kita mungkin cepat putus asa dan hilang keyakinan. Lantaran itu, pemerintah mengambil pelbagai langkah untuk membantu para pekerja memperoleh kemahiran baru dan beralih ke sektor-sektor baru. Sebagai contoh, program peralihan kerjaya Skills Future dan program penukaran kerjaya Tenaga Kerja Singapura atau WSG. WSG dan Institut Pekerjaan dan Daya Kerja E2I NTUC pula boleh membantu anda mencari pekerjaan baru. Namun, rentak perubahan dijangka semakin pantas. Bagi kita yang hilang pekerjaan, kita tahu jalan keluarnya jelas, iaitu latihan semula demi mencari pekerjaan yang lebih baik dalam jangka panjang. Tetapi, tekanan kewangan dan tanggungjawab untuk menyiara keluarga akan mengganggu fikiran dan pilihan kita. Jadi, susah sekali untuk mengikuti kursus kemahiran. Seringkali, kerana terdesak, kita terus merebut apa saja pekerjaan yang ditawarkan. Pemerintah faham kesusahan yang dihadapi golongan pencari kerja. Kami mendengar kebimbangan anda dalam soal ini semasa sesi-sesi perbincangan Forward SG. Jadi, kami sedang melakarkan satu skim yang menawarkan sokongan kewangan sementara bagi pekerja yang diberhentikan semasa anda meningkatkan kemahiran. Skim ini akan meringankan tekanan yang dihadapi pencari kerja. Dengan ini, anda boleh tumpukan perhatian untuk menjalani latihan semula demi mendapatkan pekerjaan jangka panjang yang lebih baik. Inilah cara kami boleh membantu anda bangkit semula dengan lebih yakin. Kami sedang perhalusi butiran skim ini dan para pemimpin 4G akan berkongsi lebih lanjut apabila mereka menggulung inisiatif Forward SG. Selain usaha pemerintah, saya juga gembira melihat badan-badan Melayu Islam memainkan peranan untuk menyokong golongan pencari kerja. Misalnya, mendaki bekerja rapat dengan agensi M Kuasa 3 dan badan-badan Melayu Islam untuk mendekati para pekerja Melayu. Malah, para pemimpin Melayu di NTUC juga aktif terlibat dalam membantu mereka meningkatkan kemahiran dan mendapatkan pekerjaan. Bersama-sama, mereka memperkukuh proses rujukan bagi program-program latihan, peningkatan kemahiran dan pemadanan pekerjaan. Satu contoh ialah Nur Ashura Senin, ibu kepada 2 orang anak. Ashura, lulusan Diploma Kejuruteraan Sivil, pernah bekerja sebagai pembantu pentadbiran di sebuah syarikat binaan. Beliau berhenti kerja selama 4 tahun untuk menjaga anak-anaknya. Tahun lalu, apabila anak-anaknya mula bersekolah, beliau memutuskan untuk kembali bekerja. Tetapi Ashura mahu bertukar kerjaya ke bidang jagaan kesihatan, khususnya pergigian. Tahun lalu, Ashura menyertai program Women at Work mendaki. Penasihat kerjaya beliau melakarkan pelan tindakan kerjayanya dan menyarankan kursus-kursus sesuai untuk beliau. Ashura menggunakan Credit Skills Future untuk meraih sijil asas bagi sokongan pergigian. Semasa menjalani latihan, beliau berjaya mendapat pekerjaan sepenuh masa sebagai seorang pembantu pembedahan pergigian di sebuah klinik. Inilah caranya Ashura berjaya bangkit semula dan meningkatkan kemahirannya. Tahniah Ashura. Saya harap lebih ramai kaum ibu mengikuti contoh Ashura. Pemerintah akan menyokong anda dan saya harap keluarga anda juga akan memberi sokongan penuh. Saudara-saudari, selain meningkatkan prospek ekonomi rakyat Singapura, pemerintah juga beriltizam untuk melestarikan warisan budaya kita. Saya rasa seronok melihat bazar-bazar Hari Raya kembali seperti biasa, khususnya di Geylang Serai. Saya gembira melihat bukan sahaja pengunjung, bahkan para pegerai rancak berniaga seperti sebelum pandemik. Ternyata Geylang Serai adalah hub kebudayaan kita yang penting, bukan sahaja untuk masyarakat Melayu, tetapi untuk semua rakyat Singapura dan juga pelancong. Kalau anda masih ingat pada rapat umum Hari Kebangsaan 5 tahun yang lalu, saya mengumumkan projek Jalur Budaya Geylang Serai untuk mempertingkatkan kawasan ini. Ia juga bagi meraihkan sejarah, budaya dan warisan masyarakat Melayu. Ada beberapa bahagian projek ini yang telah pun siap. Misalnya, Wisma Geylang Serai atau WGS, yang kini menjadi nadi kegiatan budaya Melayu. Sejak dibuka, ia berjaya menarik jutaan pengunjung secara fizikal dan online. Tahun lepas, ruang masyarakat Anjung di WGS pula dibuka secara rasmi. Kini ia menjadi hub untuk kegiatan sukan dan kemasyarakatan dan sejauh ini telah menjadi tuan rumah kepada lebih 100,000 peserta dan pengunjung. Dengan lengkapnya, WGS dan Anjung, satu daerah baru sudah mula terbentuk. Sebahagian kerja-kerja peningkatan masih bersifat akan datang, tetapi tidak lama lagi. Mari saya bawa anda menyusuri kerja-kerja peningkatan lain. Ini peta Geylang Serai. Di simpang utama, Geylang Road dan Juciat Road, sebuah gerbang akan menyambut para pengunjung ke Geylang Serai. Gerbang ini diilhamkan daripada bumbung atap rumah-rumah tradisional Melayu. Di kiri simpang ini, bumbung merah ini adalah Pasar Geylang Serai, mercu tanda yang tidak asing lagi. Tidak lama lagi, kerja-kerja ubah suai akan bermula untuk mengubah bahagian hadapan dan kawasan sekitarnya. Kami akan memperbaiki laluan pejalan kaki dan ruang-ruang awam untuk merubah pengalaman pejalan kaki agar lebih menarik. Bertentangan pasar ini ialah satu lagi ikon Geylang Serai, iaitu Juciat Kompleks. Ia juga akan berwajah baru. Di pintu masuk utamanya akan ada kanopi kaca ini. Di bawahnya ialah plaza perayaan yang boleh digunakan bagi pelbagai acara. Ruang-ruang awam sekitar Juciat Kompleks akan dinaik taraf. Semua ini termasuk beraneka program kebudayaan akan menjadikan Geylang Serai lebih rancak dan bertenaga untuk dinikmati para pengunjung, baik tua maupun muda. Saya tidak sabar untuk semua peningkatan ini siap tahun depan. Kepada pasukan yang menjayakan projek ini, terima kasih. Pada zahirnya, projek Geylang Serai ini memaparkan keindahan dan kekayaan warisan budaya Melayu. Namun, apa yang tersirat di dalamnya mencerminkan masyarakat Melayu kita yang kembali bertenaga, bersiap siaga untuk menghadapi cabaran-cabaran masa hadapan. Saudara-saudari sekalian, 58 tahun lalu, para pengasas kita menyatupadukan rakyat dan melancarkan usaha Singapura membina watan kita. Sebagaimana dalam lagu kebangsaan kita, mereka didorong oleh semangat yang baru. Seruan untuk bersatu padu, keazaman mengatasi cabaran, serta sedia bekerjasama demi membina sebuah negara baru dan masa hadapan yang cerah. Semangat inilah yang terus membara dalam diri kita, menghasilkan kejayaan yang kita kecapi hari ini, iaitu sebuah hub berbilang bangsa dan budaya, serta negara maju yang aman lagi bertenaga. Satu pameran kini berlangsung di Muzium Negara. Pameran ini membangunkan semangat yang baru, merakamkan dengan baik semangat yang wujud pada zaman itu. Pergilah ke pameran tersebut, rasakan sendiri dan renungkan makna semangat yang baru. Memandang ke hadapan, generasi hari ini memerlukan semangat yang sama, yang lebih bertenaga untuk membawa Singapura maju lebih jauh lagi. Kita bakal berdepan dengan pelbagai cabaran rumit dan kita mahu melaksanakan beraneka rancangan baru. Tetapi dengan keyakinan dan nilai-nilai asas yang dipegang datuk nenek kita, saya yakin kita boleh menjadi aspirasi kita satu kenyataan. Oleh itu, marilah kita memperkukuh semangat ini dalam kalangan rakyat Singapura demi membina sebuah masyarakat inklusif yang adil dan saksama. Marilah kita berusaha bersama-sama ke arah masa depan yang lebih cerah sebagai satu rakyat, satu negara, satu Singapura. Terima kasih.各位同胞，大家晚上好。历经3年的官兵疫情，我们齐心协力挺过考验，大家的生活也恢复正常了。各个社区也再次举办国庆晚宴，为国家庆生。此外，一些国人已经养成了伤风感冒时就会自动戴口罩的习惯，继续保护自己，也保护大家。虽然我国已经走出疫情， 但是地缘政治日渐紧张，经济情况不明朗，这导致全球价格攀升，造成通货膨胀居高不下。国人的日常开销继续增加，为了减轻人们的负担，政府分发了不同的补助。去年我用了一份月历向大家介绍了一个住在3房4组屋的家庭能够获得哪些援助，这包括 USave 水电费和杂费回扣、CDC 购物券、现金补助、保健储蓄填补等等。政府几乎每个月都有不同的补助帮助低收入家庭，其他国人也有一些补助，大家应该都陆陆续续收到了。今年也有一份月历，和去年一样，政府几乎每个月都会给各种补贴。现在是8月了，有现金补贴；9月也有，10月有 USave 水电费和杂费回扣；11月财神爷真累了，请假。12月又有现金补贴，1月还有 CDC 邻里购物券，让大家可以买年货准备过年。我们兑现了好好照顾人民的承诺。我们知道今年调高消费税影响了国人，所以我们通过定薪与援助配套，帮助大家减轻负担，尤其是中低收入家庭。由于政府去年在一些方面节约开支，有了一点财政盈余，我们决定在今年的财政预算案加强一些援助措施，其中额外的 CDC 购物券，我听说特别受欢迎。很高兴看到这些措施行之有效，让国人受惠。明年1月1号，消费税将上调到9%。我们会按照原先的计划落实定薪与援助配套。我有把握，这些补助能够缓解明年消费税上调后对国人的影响。不过，我相信大家会想，也可能会问，财神爷能不能够再慷慨一次，让每个人都能获得多一点援助呢？这个是很合理的问题。你问我，我问谁？我就问了财长黄循财。黄循财想了又想，他说他会去认真研究。我们拭目以待，希望会有好消息。但是大家必须谅解，财神爷不一定能有求必应，政府不可能无止境地分发补助，所以我们也要从根本上解决问题，那就是提高生产力，帮助企业转型和发展经济，这样国人的实际收入才能持续增加，大家的生活才确实有所改善。其实政府也一直通过各种政策稳定物品价格，例如1973年植总成立了 NTUC Welcome 超市，也就是今天的植总平价集团 Fair Price。它的使命就是确保新加坡人能够买到价格实惠的日常必需品。50年后的今天，平价集团已经是本地超市的老大哥。它发挥了带头的作用，把物品价格维持在合理的水平，让人民能够继续买到价廉物美的东西。这使到其他超市不得不向它看齐，也提供自家品牌和各种优惠。要减少生活开销，我们在购物的时候也可以精打细算。很多家庭主妇、安哥和安弟懂得货比三家，知道东西要到哪一家超市买，要在哪一天买才最便宜。他们可以今天去植总平价， 明天去行凶，后天去 Giant。一些人很厉害，会用应用程序，例如 Price Gagi， 或通过一些群聊查看哪里有最好的楼棒。如果你是建国一代、立国一代，或持有蓝色的 Trust 卡，星期一到星期五去不同的超市，天天都有折扣。为了家庭，人们省钱，不落人后，要买到最划算的日用品，这样才对得起自己的钱包。所以说，只要大家做一点功课，还是能买到比较便宜的东西。我知道有一个群体特别关注生活费的问题，那就是快要退休的工作人士。他们现在大概50多岁或60出头。当中有些人上有老下有小，还要担心退休后钱不够养老。我明白你们这个夹心层的担忧，你们要照顾年迈的父母，而且孩子们还在求学，不会那么快毕业。政府所提供的大大小小的补贴将可以帮助你们应付生活费。不过你们还是会担心自己日后没有足够储蓄可以养老，这是因为你们当年的薪水比不上今天的年轻人，而且你们从国家经济增长所得到的好处也比年轻人相对来得少。我了解你们的忧虑，政府会协助你们减轻生活负担，并且提供针对性的补助，让你们能够更加从容地面对退休生活。我会在接下来的英语演讲中提供更多细节。除了帮助年长人士为退休做好准备，我们也必须关心大家的健康。大家上了年纪，都多少会出现一些毛病，尤其是如果年轻时没有照顾好身体，就可能有三高，也开始这里痛那里痛，走不快，看不清，耳不灵，睡不好。人到了晚年，如果身患多病，或是病情严重，无法照顾自己，甚至要长期住院，这对自己和家人都是很辛苦的。首先，金钱的负担肯定不少，把辛苦一辈子赚来的钱花在吃药住院，就得不偿失了。同时，在家里照顾年老的病患，对整家人来说是身心劳累的事。算来算去，健康还是排第一。所以，预防胜于治疗。为了让国人能够保持身心活跃，上个月卫生部就推出了健康 SG 计划，或者 Healthier SG。我和太太也报名参加了。健康 SG 是我国医疗保健制度的一个重大改变，政府将把重点转向预防疾病。我们鼓励每个人有一个固定的家庭医生，这样医生除了看病，也可以为你量身定制保健护理计划。同时，这个家庭医生也会定期和你联系，关注你身心的整体状态。我明白大家的心理，不愿意有事没事就去看医生，有时即使有事，也不敢看医生，害怕会听到坏消息。但是我希望你们可以改变心态，从现在开始就定期去看医生，或者说跨罗棍，听他的话，养成积极照顾身体的好习惯。政府会提供各种津贴，减低你们的医药费。推行健康 SG 计划，卫生部在预防疾病方面的开销将会增加。这是为了让你们老来活得更加健康，长期帮助你减轻医药负担，也希望可以减缓国家医药开支的增长。 所以，请你协助我们一起照顾自己的健康，以便有更多的时间和家人共享天伦之乐。我再次呼吁大家报名参加健康 SG 计划，请牢记：健康是宝，预防最好。你我家人没烦恼。过去3年，冠病疫情是一场严重危机，我们沉着应战，理智应对，上下一心，共同克服种种难题。新加坡是最早走出危机的其中一个国家，并且很快就恢复活力了。我们的新航再次展翅高飞，樟宜机场人山人海。入境的旅客很多，出国旅游的国人也不少。投资者看到我们应对疫情的表现，对我们更有信心了。我们吸引了许多新的投资，经济活动也增加了不少。我们这个国际金融中心也更加蓬勃了。我们也成为数一数二的科技研究中心、物流中心和数据中心，巩固了我们作为区域枢纽的地位。这一切不是偶然的，而是因为我们一直以来都未雨绸缪，做长远的规划，并且政府与人民之间维持互信、紧密合作，把愿景变成事实。最近发生了几个涉及政治人物的事件，让国人或者感到不安，甚至怀疑我国的体制是否出了问题？其实，没有体制是十全十美的。至于这些事件是否会让新加坡受到打击，那就取决于我们如何应对。我的团队绝对会全心全力做到尽善尽美，全力以赴维护新加坡清廉高效的政治体系与信誉。当年建国总理李光耀先生在面对类似的棘手事件时，都会果断地处理。我也是以同样的态度处理这些事件，我相信我的接班人也会一样。今年是李光耀先生的100年冥诞，我们在缅怀李先生的同时，也应当铭记他的教诲。李先生最在乎的是要新加坡人牢牢记得我们赖以生存的硬道理。首先，永远不让腐败的政治在这里出现，同时维持最高的廉政标准，使新加坡能够一直运行下去。有了这个基础，我们才能实现核心的治国理念：人人平等，唯才是用，帮助国人施展才华，精益求精，发展经济，提升大家的生活，建设一个多元种族的和谐社会。新加坡能有今天的成就，是因为开国领袖的坚持和毅力。所以，让我们继续秉持前辈的建国精神，确保新加坡持续繁荣进步，乘风破浪，勇往直前。谢谢大家。
This is not your typical love story, but it is a love story in Singapore. Boy meets girl. They fall in love, and then one pops the big question.
Shall we go try for BTO?
It was our parents.
Wait, it was our parents?
Yeah.
I think it was you.
Maybe.
I started by asking her, do you want to try a BTO for the bidadari?
I think we always knew that we would sort of get married.
Yeah, but the timeline wasn't fixed lah.
We were together for like 4 years at that time. You know, like old people, they keep saying, I think it's time to get married.
Rather than the proposal, I feel like BTO is like the pre-proposal in the sense that is she or is he the one?
We started to look for houses.
To show that we are working towards
like we're working towards that path, but not yet.
It takes a bit of courage to say that you want to settle down together, I guess.
Yeah.
BTO takes very long. So it still gives us time to work on our personal lives before we were ready to get married.
Talking about the proposal is actually quite funny. I have to like act throughout because I suspected that he's going to propose on it. He's someone that cannot really lie. You can tell.
In a way, yes. Because sooner or later, you're still going to end up marrying each other because you're already BTO to it.
She still didn't know at the end when she'll be proposed to.
Yeah, it didn't steal the romance.
We applied for our first BTO in 2017.
And we didn't get it. Received thank you for...
And the second time we tried was an SBF actually, which was near to his parents' house. We didn't get it also.
And I think that was about a year after we started. We tried sales of balance. Reason being, she want to get married and have a baby before 30.
And on our fourth attempt, we got a relatively better ballot number.
We got a queue number.
Finally, we got
our queue number. It's like 260 out of 240. The location we got it at was Toguan Grove.
So we signed it like in December of 2019, a few months after we got married actually.
The reason why we chose it is because we can get the proximity advantage because it's one street away from her current flat with her parents.
Just nice, one of the Sis of Balance would be a place that my parents will be moving into next time, which was at Fernview Vines. But I was quite sad lah. All was taken and we were only left with Riverview Shores. It's very near my grandmother's place, so I can visit her whenever I want.
So when it's our turn to choose, I think we left with 2 units.
We only got level 2 flats.
We chose the lower level. Even the person was shocked, huh, you want low level? There's high level left. The lower level one faces the park. I prefer that choice. Nicer scenery than a neighbor's window.
Yeah. We were thinking of just getting a 4-room flat would be a much better option than a 5-room flat. Instead of overreaching, we just apply for what we can afford for the time being.
We got the email from HDB that our PTO project was delayed for another year. We had a very good sit-down discussion with our families and said like, hey, we're actually thinking about giving it up, you know, and getting a resale flat instead. We don't think we can wait any longer. Everyone was actually happily agreeable to that. Got to pick our location. I think that's one of the biggest pros of getting a resale flat.
If we were to have kids, then, you know, obviously our parents will be able to take care of our children in the future because they're so nearby. Compared to, you know, if we chose another location and then the travelling time, we will need to factor in as well.
We actually thankfully got a lot of grants. So we got the CPF housing grant, we got proximity grant because we were nearby our parents, and we got the enhanced housing grant as well.
It reduces the stress on like young couples like us.
We can use the cash we have for other stuff.
Like renovation and the wedding.
Looking forward to living together with him because we don't have to part ways. There's no more painful goodbyes and we can save money on transportation as well. If we are living together, then we can just go home together and we can just spend more time together.
Every Saturday, I'll just go over to her house to stay, to just get a feel.
Because when you stay together,
you will start to know
like, oh, this is his head, this is my head.
Yes.
Last time I cannot tahan his snoring. Then I didn't sleep really well. But for now, I think I'm quite used to it. Like maybe without it, I find it a bit hard to sleep.
What does this home mean to me? I mean, it's a significant part of our marriage. Yeah.
I think it's a milestone maybe.
For the next big thing, I guess, like maybe kids or could be anything. Yeah.
Was it an easy decision to say yes?
There was some hesitation at the start. We knew there was a lot that we had to work on.
For me, it was an easy decision. I felt a sense of comfort and I was happy to make this choice. Hi, I'm Vanny.
Hi, I'm Kenji. We moved into this 3-room flat in Boon Keng a few months ago, and this is the story of how we fell in love with our place. Frankly, no. There was some hesitation at first because the flat was in its original state and it was built in the 80s, so it looked quite old.
For me, I immediately liked what I saw. It reminded me of my mom's childhood home because of the layout. And as I visited the place a few more times, I found more things I loved about it.
So Kenji, what made you have a change of heart?
I think we began to see its charm. The old school layout was open, it was clean, and we could really build the place into something we envisioned, right? Turning something old into a place of our dreams.
So we did come by several times. I think location was a key factor for us. This place is near town and it's walkable to the MRT. So this means that it's easy for my friends to come over, and because I like hosting them, I think it's nice that after work they can just come by whenever they feel like it and they have a place that they are comfortable in.
For me, the layout was a strong factor. We had some design ideas and we thought it could really work with this place. And on top of that, there are a lot of good food options and amenities like supermarket, convenience stores.
All these things added up and we knew we had to get this place. So even though we came by to visit the place a few times before we bought it, it was only after we started living in this place for a few months that we saw the true value of living in a central location. For example, when we are out with our friends for dinner, my place just became the designated after dinner place for all of us to hang out. And also, I take after my mom in that I love hosting people. So when Kenji's friends come over to play football, they also come up and have dinner with us when the game is finished.
I'm actually a huge football fan, so we were really excited when we found the court right beside our house. Brings me back to the good secondary school days where we used to play. But these days when I go down, I get addressed Uncle. How do they do it?
Uncle, do you want to play? Can we use your ball?
It makes me feel quite old. It's a reality check for me.
Yes, I will make the same decision in a heartbeat. Staying here is like reliving my childhood memories when I used to visit my grandma at her old place. I think it's really surreal now that we can afford our own place and I'm the ones hosting and making new memories with my friends and family.
For me, I'm really happy that we found a place that ticked most of the boxes and it's within our budget.
This is a story about an ordinary family. You may say that because they're so ordinary, they're quite extraordinary. In times like these, with 3 kids and rising costs, we ask an age-old question. How do they do it?
Having 3 kids, it's not easy in Singapore. Not everyone can be, stay-at-home mom, because it was a very big burden on him, like being the only breadwinner. No, I don't have favorites. They always ask me this question. So I always say I love all of you equally, but the eldest 2 beg to differ lah. I believe we are quite blessed that we get support when our children are born. So I had my girl in 2006 and I had the last one in 2014. The inflation is much different, 2006, yeah, it was a big amount of money and then we could save it. But then when it came to 2014, even though the amount was higher, but it was spent faster. We use it most for childcare. So that's why we decided that I had to study and then I had to start working. My eldest girl was about P6 when I started it, so she had to babysit the brothers. She had to take responsibility on managing them and their food. At that point in time, yeah, we paid her for babysitting the girls.
It's being fair to her.
So it put in her savings And I talk to the boys, you have to be responsible for your work, help with the household chores. So they have to learn to take care of themselves. For my boys especially, we know this is the price of that particular time. So they have chores that they have to complete to accumulate that money. It may take a month, it may take a week, it depends on the item and how much work they do. So that's how we manage it. We usually have breakfast and dinner together, but a lunch is something that the children have to arrange themselves. In a day, they can't go over $45. So they can accumulate. So let's say they buy on Monday about $20, so they can bring it forward. If you are cooking, so they can keep that for maybe next week and so on.
Weekends,
usually he cooks.
When I observe the family enjoy the food, that is also my motivation to learn how to cook.
Last time we eat around 35 to 40. Now it's around 50, including drinks. So yeah, it's gone up. So we don't eat out much because of this.
Last time I used to spend about 150 once every 2 weeks to buy groceries. But nowadays I have to spend about 250. Financially, she's managing, so she knows how much income that we have. Being prudent is actually one of the ways how I, as a parent, mitigate this inflation. Last time, when I see it, I like it, I buy it. So now, if I see it, I like it, I'll see if there are any other cheaper option available.
After the CDC vouchers are being given out, we go and find out where can we use it.
The GoWare app actually helps us to locate all those eateries that we don't know is existed in our vicinities.
So in that sense, it will help the businesses around our own areas and business. So I think that's good for them.
Not everybody are as fortunate. If you can see what other people is going through, it reflects on us that we are actually taking things for granted. Even that $300 given to us, for those who really needs it, it actually means a lot to them. So I do feel grateful for whatever help that we get.
I'm most probably going to save my GST vouchers for a small travel with my girl this year. So I always tell this to my kids. I just want you to be happy in life. Do whatever you like, study whatever you like. Don't be a burden to the community.
So in the end, it's their happiness that matters most for me.
When I was little, I would do anything to avoid seeing the doctor.
Amara, you're not feeling well. We have to see the doctor. No! Amara.
I think Bunny is not well too. Maybe both of you can have an injection? Here we go.
As I grew up, I realized that doctors are not that scary.
You're gonna be okay.
Later, I learned the importance of regular health checkups.
Amara. You're so stubborn, Ma.
Hey, I'll need to run some tests. But don't worry, she's gonna be okay.
I thank my doctor for many things. Early detection saved my mother's life. But most of all, for inspiring me to help my patients live their best lives. You're going to be okay.
morning.
Can I cancel my checkup, please? Thank you. Hey, friend, I left my towel here.
So what, you put the towel here? You're talking on the phone, not using the machine.
Why must you guys fight every day? Come on, who wants to try the new battle ropes?
Don't anyhow push. I'm leaving. Good. Don't come back.
Can I die from diabetes?
What? How come that annoying Raj is not here today?
Raj quit the gym because of health issues. I'm trying to find out more. He's not answering his phone.
I know where he could be.
After the checkup, you will stop worrying.
But what if they really find something?
Iraj, I know it is scary, but we must look after ourselves, for the people we love, our family.
Pre-diabetes can be managed with lifestyle changes and exercise.
So doctor, can Raj go back to the gym?
Yes, exercise is crucial for pre-diabetes management. Do work with a fitness instructor to find the right exercises.
Shoes by the door, toys on the floor, scattered about in the days of
Kaylin, what are you cooking? Salad! Show me how to toss a salad!
lines on the wall, you're growing tall, counting your life from the day you arrived. Oh, my dear, my heart was always yours. Ooh.
Keep moving forward towards a better you. Get energized and stronger. Master digital and financial planning skills. Pick up tips for a healthy and happy lifestyle. Get peace of mind with subsidized regular health screening. Enjoy healthier and delicious meals. Delight in hobbies to keep your mind active and bond with friends. Your best years, they begin today. Sign up for free programs today at livewellagewell.gov.sg.
What makes life worth living? It's when the little joys feel bigger, and the bigger ones are life-changing. When your goals become their inspiration, and what you love meets who you love most. Because life's truly worth living when you've found your purpose.
I remember how we first got our nicknames. And from that day, we became Scissors, Paper, and Stone. We were always together, just like family.
Yay! Your favorite! Scissors, paper, stone? Makan! Ayah deh!
Before we realized it, we grew up.
Sayang, I want to make it easier for you in case anything happens to me. So, I'm going to appoint you for my lasting power of attorney and advanced care planning.
Apa Mak cakap ni? Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Sediakan payung sebelum hujan.
The hardest part of growing up is realizing your parents are also growing old.
Minum?
Kau siapa?
Sayang, Mak.
Kenapa kau nangis?
Mak minum ya? Sediakan payung sebelum hujan. I'm glad I discussed it with Mak. Now I can make arrangements for her health and financial matters, not leaving it to chance.
So how did you guys know when it was time to commit?
To be honest, I was wondering whether I was making a decision too quickly.
For me, I didn't need much convincing. I knew that this was the one. Hi, I'm Joel.
Hi, I'm Tabitha. We moved into our 5-room flat in Sengkang about 1.5 years ago, and this is why we said yes to the flat.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
it was.
This was the only the second house that we looked at, and as soon as we saw it, within 5 minutes, we knew that this was the place.
Yeah, actually, my parents just live 5 minutes away, so by the time we walked from this flat to their place, we had actually already made the decision. I think we had a list of things that we needed in our home, so this flat really just ticked all the boxes. We were really close to both our family's place, and it's also just a few LRT stops from my workplace.
Yeah, the amenities here were really good, exactly what we were looking for: supermarket, schools, and childcare. So when we saw it, we knew that this was it.
Was definitely seeing the previous owners and the family and how the kids were kind of interacting with the space. For us, I think we knew immediately that this is where we wanted to raise our family and see our kids grow up here. So definitely seeing how close that family was and how they were using the space was it really just sealed the deal for me.
I think we always wanted to have people over, and seeing the living room space was very nice and very comfortable. We were very happy with that. And also the house was very well maintained, and there were some aspects of design that were very nice. So we kept that, and it helped us to save a bit on our renovation costs.
So did you guys have any doubts committing to this flat?
Even though I was quite sold on the flat from the start, there was always a part of me that was wondering whether we were rushing into things.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, when we saw this place, we were wondering the what ifs. But then we felt like, the grass is always greener on the other side. We knew what was important to us, and this house had ticked most of those boxes. So we didn't find the need to go see any other place.
But I think also we were a bit lazy to go and see more houses.
So now we are able to host family and friends over more often. So that has been a really amazing thing for us. We've always hoped that our house will be a welcoming home for anybody who steps in, and we're very happy that the living room is very comfortable and cozy, and some of our friends, they will just sit on our sofa and they won't want to get up. Some of them might even fall asleep.
As soon as we moved into this home, we had our son Micah, so it's been amazing just seeing him reach all his milestones while he's growing up here, and now he's actually just crawling around all over the space, so it's quite amazing to see.
Yeah, and the amenities here are really good for young parents. We're surrounded by a lot of young families here, and it's really close to a 24-hour supermarket or the childcare, so that's been great.
I think it's definitely the sense of community. There are a lot of other parents and families in the same life stage. Even our neighbours, they have very young kids, and sometimes when I bump into the mums outside, they really do give me advice about being a young mum, so that's been nice.
We are very close to our neighbours. They seem like old friends. Every morning we will greet them. Sometimes we'll hold on to their delivery packages and even water their plants.
I think the perfect home is different for everyone. So the first thing to do would be have a discussion about what's important. And once you find a home that matches these priorities, then I think you found the one.
Hi everyone, I'm Xing Ling and welcome to Punggol. I've been living in Punggol for about 6 years, And over this time, I've fallen in love with the town and all it has to offer. I might be biased, but I think Punggol has the nicest flats and views. I love how many HDB projects are located right at the waterfront, which let us get close to nature. It is also very convenient with shops, cafes, and the MRT nearby.
So today I'm going to take you on a little tour around Punggol and let you see for yourself why I'm proud to call this place home. But first, let me grab a drink.
This is Oasis Terraces, a frequent hangout of mine. I come here often to eat and shop for groceries. It's a one-stop destination for my daily needs. I really like the design of this neighborhood center. It feels very open and breezy, and it is also full of greenery, which helps to lift my mood.
The beautiful waterway is hard to miss when you drop by Oasis Terraces, which, by the way, if you're someone who needs to be pushed to work out, just come to Punggol and the scenic views can motivate you.
My parents now make it a habit to exercise along the waterway every day, especially because it's so near to our flat. I have also been walking a lot more because I simply enjoy the views and the fresh air.
This is one of my favorite spots along the waterway because it's so quiet and peaceful.
In the evening when I go to buy dinner, I like to take a moment to pause and soak in the view. It's also a really scenic spot to catch the sunset.
Since it's still early, let's head somewhere else because there is another area in Punggol I want to show you today.
We are here at Punggol North Shore, one of the newer districts in Punggol. I've been seeing many TikTok videos of the sea views from here.
Now we are at North Shore Streets View, a BTO project which lines the seafront. North Shore residents are really lucky because the view here is amazing. And that's the end of my little tour today. I hope you guys got a glimpse of life in Punggol and why I love it here so much. Thank you for joining me, and I'm off to buy my dinner and head home now. Bye!
Hi, I'm Jia Kampoy. I set up the Superhero Library as a way to give back to the community. So now we have over 2,000 books, and you got the preschool section and the primary section. I lived in Yishun for 25 years, back when everybody knew Yishun as an Ulu town. But I've seen how Yishun has changed over the years. It's still full of nature and greenery, and we can easily access the parks with park connectors. Now that I've retired, I try to keep an active lifestyle by hitting 10,000 steps per day. Now let me show you around. You see this? This is the durian tree in Yishun Park. People could be sitting down here, waiting for the durian to fall. I come here almost daily as part of my morning walk. There was a series of upgrading in Yishun under the Remaking Our Heartland program. Since then, Yishun has undergone major rejuvenation with more outdoor and recreational spaces being created. Yishun Park is one such space. Now it has lush landscaping and facilities for all to enjoy. There are also playgrounds in the park for families to hang out. I love bringing my grandkids here. It's the perfect place. Tranquility. Sit down and relax. Yishun Pond was rejuvenated under the ROH program. It's a beautiful place. You know, there's plenty of wildlife here and the scenery is great. Kotepa Hospital is just opposite. It's also surrounded by greenery all around. Perfect. A family of otters likes to travel up and down the Khatib Bongsu Park Connector. Yishun Pond is a good place for them to have sashimi breakfast. There's plenty of fish here. In order to get the best view of Yishun town, let's go to the tower. There have been new BTO projects in Yishun over the years, and we see a lot of young families around. My eldest daughter also lives in Yishun with her family. She just lives a few blocks away from me. It's very convenient because my wife and I can help to take care of the grandkids. Sometimes we also bring them to the nearby playgrounds to play together. After a walk in the park, we often go to Yishun Park Hawker Center to eat. It's near our home and has good food, like the wonton mee. There are also many free events at the event plaza, such as bubble blowing, face painting, and the kids love it. Yishun is a place where I can enjoy the scenic views as well as convenient amenities nearby. I'm happy to live close to my children and grandchildren too, as I get to spend as much time with them as I want. Thank you for joining me for this walk, and I look forward to see you in Yishun soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister.
My fellow Singaporeans, good evening. We are all relieved that COVID is behind us. Life as we knew it has resumed. And COVID-19 was the most challenging ordeal for our nation since independence. We can all be proud of how we pulled through together. Unlike many other countries, Singapore has emerged from the pandemic stronger, more resilient, and more united. And this is a tribute to the indomitable spirit of our nation. Having come through COVID, we are once again being tested. The international environment is fraught with geopolitical tension and economic uncertainty. We feel acutely the pressures mounting all around us. The rivalry between the US and China affects every country and region in the world. Their mutual wariness and distrust has deepened, and the rest of the world has to tread a careful path to avoid being caught in the crossfire. The war in Europe rages on. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a continuing human tragedy and an assault on international norms and values. It's a cautionary warning to the rest of the world never to take peace for granted, and a reminder to us of the vital importance of a strong SAF. Meanwhile, the global economic order is fraying. Globalization is weakening. Supply chains are splitting up. Countries are layering on multiple protectionist measures. And this hurts all countries, but especially small, open trading nations like ourselves. With global warming, the world is also experiencing more extreme weather. From China to Japan to Europe and the US, no region is spared from floods and droughts, heat waves and wildfires. This will affect food production and prices worldwide. We have not fully felt it in Singapore yet, but it is coming. Economically, Singapore is keeping up. We expect positive economic growth this year. Hopefully, we will avoid a recession. Inflation is at last coming down, but it will probably stay higher than what we were used to. And the cost of living is still on everyone's minds. So in my Chinese speech earlier, I explained how the government will continue to support you. We will weather this storm together. Our nation must navigate carefully in this increasingly troubled landscape. There's no ready playbook. There's no model answer. I'm glad that DPM Lawrence Wong and the 4G team have taken it upon themselves to chart out where Singapore will go from here. They launched Forward Singapore in June last year to refresh our social compact. They've held dialogues with thousands of Singaporeans who shared their ideas to tackle various issues. For example, how to equip our people with the skills to succeed, how to improve care for the vulnerable, and how to strengthen our solidarity as one people. The Forward Singapore report will be published later this year. It will be a compass to help Singapore navigate through the stormy seas. Despite the dark clouds, the world still offers many opportunities for those who dare to seize them. In my Malay speech just now, I spoke about promising new sectors, such as the digital economy. I also shared that the government will give more support to workers to help you adapt and upskill to stay ahead of the game. Our Forward SG plans include financial support for workers who lose your jobs while you upgrade your skills. It will be a temporary safety net to help you meet immediate needs, to free you to upskill and train as you prepare yourself for a good, long-term job. So long as you are willing to make the effort, the government will go the extra mile to help you. Financial concerns are top of mind, not just for younger workers, but also the older ones. These concerns become more urgent as we approach retirement, especially for those in their 50s and early 60s. Let us call them the young seniors. Young, because you are younger than the pioneer generation and the Merdeka generation. Seniors, because you will soon retire, or maybe you have recently retired. Young seniors are in a unique position today. Compared to the pioneer and Merdeka generations, you've benefited more from Singapore's growth and generally done better in life. But compared to workers younger than you in their 30s and 40s today, you've generally earned less over your lifetimes. And you've also had less time to benefit from improvements to the CPF system, and so have built up less retirement savings. Young seniors are also in a particularly sandwiched phase of your lives. You have to shoulder the responsibility of caring for both the young and old in your families. Your kids may be young adults, but often not yet fully independent, and still live in the same household. Many of you young seniors also have elderly parents at home who may be beset with the infirmities of old age. You have to shuttle them to medical appointments and hospital visits, plus attend to their everyday needs. All this while watching your own health, because you're not so youthful yourselves. Responsibilities on all these fronts multiply your burdens. So, as young seniors, you're understandably anxious about your retirement needs. Beyond the daily cost of living pressures, you know that retirement is creeping up on you. And you wonder, will I have enough to get by? Can I cope? But don't worry, the government will help you. You will not be left behind. We will introduce a package to help young seniors meet your retirement needs. Let's name it the Majula package. This will be for Singaporeans who are 50 and above this year. Born in 1973 or earlier. It will benefit those with lower incomes and less wealth. The support will be tiered depending on your income and your CPF savings. The Majula package will comprise 3 components. First, an earn and save bonus to help you build up your CPF savings while you work. Most young seniors are still working and have some years to go before retirement. We encourage you to continue working as long as you can. Lower and middle income workers will get a CPF bonus of up to $1,000 a year, depending on your income. And the government will credit this into your CPF account on top of the usual employer and employee contributions. You will receive this earn and save bonus yearly as long as you are working, whether full-time or part-time. Take, for example, a lower-income 55-year-old who plans to retire at 65. Over 10 years, her earn and save bonus adds up to $12,000 in extra CPF savings if you include the CPF interest, which is not bad. Second, a retirement savings bonus. If your CPF balances have not reached the CPF basic retirement sum, you will receive a one-time CPF bonus this year of up to $1,500. Those who are not working will get this bonus too. And this includes homemakers who've given up their careers and labored to raise their families and thus have very low CPF balances. Third, a MediSave bonus. Most young seniors have enough Medisave balances. Nevertheless, many still worry about healthcare costs because you will soon be not so young seniors. So the Majula package will include a modest one-time Medisave bonus of up to $1,000. And it will give you some extra buffer to help pay your medical expenses and insurance premiums. The Majula package will help young seniors in their 50s and early 60s to meet your retirement needs. But besides young seniors, we also want to encourage older seniors to continue working for as long as you can. Hence, the Majula package also covers the Pioneer and Merdeka generations. I think quite a few here belong to the Pioneer and Merdeka generations. Let me say to you, if you are PG or MG, if you are still working and you meet the income criteria, you too will receive the Earn and Save bonus as long as you're working. If you are not working, you can still get something from the one-time retirement savings bonus and Medisave bonus. And this will be in addition to the PG or MG benefits that you are already receiving and will continue to receive. Think of this as a 58th National Day present. The Majula package will cost the government about $7 billion. MOF will create a new fund to meet the full lifetime costs of the package, using resources from this term of government. We will honor this commitment without burdening future generations. The Majula package will benefit some 1.4 million older people across several generations. We will also be enhancing existing schemes like Silver Support, Workfare, and the Match Retirement Savings Scheme. And the details akan datang will be announced next year. Taken together, these improvements will help seniors to meet basic retirement needs, especially for lower and middle-income Singaporeans, so that you can have greater peace of mind in your golden years. I want to talk about two other important issues tonight: caring for our aging population and housing our people. Singapore is one of the fastest aging nations in the world. Today, about 1 in 5 Singaporeans is a senior, aged 65 and above. By 2030, nearly 1 in 4 Singaporeans will be a senior. I first talked about aging in the National Day rally back in 2007. At that time, we had 500 centenarians, people aged 100 and older. We thought that was a lot. By 2013, which is 16 years later, this had doubled to around 1,000. And by 2030, we are likely to double again to at least 2,000 centenarians. It shows vividly how our society is getting older and older, faster and faster. Today, if you ask, it's not in the chart, but we have about 1,500 already. So each MP has 15 centenarians. In 2030, I won't be making this speech, but whoever is doing so will have to take care of all of us seniors, and some of us very senior. Today, we are an aged society. Soon, we'll be a super aged society. And this has massive social and economic implications. We have much to do to help our seniors age well. And today, I'll speak about two aspects of our preparations: active aging and making homes and precincts more senior-friendly. First, on active aging. We've invested significantly in healthcare for seniors. The government plays a big role in providing care, but seniors must also play our part to look after ourselves. MOH launched Healthier SG last month. Healthier SG aims to get each of us to take more responsibility for our own health, supported by family doctors and community partners. When you enroll, you'll get a personalized health plan, including when to go for screenings and vaccinations. Besides medical prescriptions, your doctor will also give you what we call social prescriptions, like advising you to lead a more active lifestyle, to maintain a healthier diet, to lose a little bit of weight, or to quit smoking. But while your GP can suggest or even arrange these for you, only you can decide to follow through and do them. But please do so. Prevention is always better than cure. My wife and I have signed up, and I encourage all seniors to sign up for Healthier SG when you get the invitation from MOH. Beyond Healthier SG, how else can we help Singaporeans to age well? It's not just about fending off sickness. It's also about staying well both physically and mentally. Because mental illness is just as important as physical wellness. Mental wellness is just as important as physical wellness. One of the biggest threats to the well-being of seniors is loneliness. Today, many seniors are living alone. They risk becoming socially isolated. Their spouses may have passed on. Their children are probably living elsewhere with their own families. So it's important that somebody keeps regularly in touch with them. And it's also important that they keep active and have a social network for mutual support. During COVID, many old folks were stuck at home, unable to go out for their usual activities. We were very worried that isolated and inactive, they would deteriorate quickly. So we restarted community activities for seniors as soon as we could do so safely. Stand further apart, do it outdoors, but gather and do it and keep that human contact and that activity. We will do more to help seniors stay engaged and socially active. That's why we've set up active aging centers all over Singapore. I recently visited this active aging center, the Bedok Radiance AAC. It's run by Tai Hwa Kwan Model Charities. I was very happy to see a vibrant community of seniors joining the activities and using the services there. Many of them told me they were living alone and always looked forward to coming down to the activities. It gave them something to do with their friends, something to look forward to, a sense of purpose. The AAC ran a varied weekly program, art jamming, karaoke, and dance classes. When I was there, a happy exercise class was in full swing. Happy means Healthy Aging Promotion Programs for You. HAPPY. And the seniors looked happy, but some of them were not so well. A few were wheelchair bound, but they still joined in the activities. And this cheerful lady told me she hopes to joget again. And why not? Even in a wheelchair. Other seniors were using the health services at the AAC. Some were getting their vital signs checked so that doctors could follow up if something was amiss. One was having a teleconsultation with nurses physically there to help him, and a doctor calling in on Zoom from the polyclinic. It was good that relatives or neighbors were making the effort to bring the seniors down to the AAC for them to socialize and cheer up their lives. What I found most encouraging was that many seniors were not just taking part in activities, but also helping to organize and run them. Seniors for seniors. I met Madam Goh, that's in the pink blouse, Madam Karen and Madam Farida. They were preparing to deliver hot meals to frail seniors living upstairs in their rental flats who couldn't come down to the AAC. They do this every day, and it's a great way to build neighborly bonds while staying active. Actually, besides meal deliveries, there are also communal meals downstairs at the AAC. The staff told me that these meals were a big draw and an important activity because they encourage the old folks to come down. And when they gathered at the AAC for meals, they would socialize and make friends, and the staff could keep an eye on them, make sure that they were all right. I also discovered that these meals are actually cooked by the seniors themselves, at least some of the seniors themselves. These three makciks, Madam Amina on the left, Madam Rosna and Madam Fatima, they use their Skills Future credits to attend a food hygiene preparation course so that they could cook meals for their fellow seniors. Madam Fatima told me they use less salt and sugar in their cooking to make it a healthier choice. Then I tasted her chicken curry, and I said, you must have used santan. Coconut milk, she says, no, she uses normal milk, but it tasted just as good, sedap sekali. I had a second helping. If you are observant, you would have noticed that the volunteers I've mentioned are all ladies. But we are starting to see more male seniors coming down to the AACs. The centers are introducing more activities that interest men, such as jamming, or even something simple like a cafe corner where the uncles can catch up over a coffee. There'll be something for everybody at the AACs. I was very heartened by my visit to Bedok Radiance AAC. I believe that the network of AACs across Singapore will be a valuable resource for seniors to stay active and healthy. We will invest to expand the network and work with community partners to enhance the AAC's services and reach. If you have elderly family members, and especially if they're living on their own, please bring them to join an AAC nearby. And if you're a senior yourself, I strongly encourage you to join a center near you because many seniors are having a good time there. Take the first step towards active aging so you can live well and age well. Be like Madam Wong here. This is Madam Wong. She is 97, still going strong, still playing mahjong, and I'm told that she is sitting pretty with her hand of tiles. Besides encouraging active aging, we'll also make our HDB homes and precincts more senior-friendly. Many seniors have told us they want to live out their golden years in their own homes and neighborhoods. It's a familiar environment, a cozy sanctuary, and they have established deep roots and meaningful friendships. And this is a very good thing. We will help as many seniors age in place as we can. We need to make a few moves to realize this. First, we'll make your homes more senior-friendly. Today, under the EASE program, this is the enhancement for active seniors, you can install fittings like ramps to help you get in and out of your homes. In toilets, you can install grab bars and make the floors slip-resistant for safety. Soon, seniors can choose from an expanded suite of fittings under EASE 2.0. For example, you can have foldable shower seats. You can have your toilet entrances widened so that if you or your spouse needs a wheelchair, your wheelchair can be brought into the toilet. And life can be safer and much more convenient. Secondly, we'll make it safer and more comfortable for seniors to move about their neighborhoods. For example, we will revamp streets and linkways frequented by seniors. We will build more shelters and rest points, also more therapeutic gardens, fitness trails, and exercise machines to encourage seniors to stay active. The roads will be made more pedestrian-friendly. For example, longer green man signals to give seniors more time to cross the road. So you see down here, 36 seconds. The motorcycles and cars have to wait. Doesn't matter. Old folks' safety is important. This is their home, their area. We put them first. Barrier-free ramps and raised zebra crossings so that wheelchair users can cross over without having a step to go down and a step to come back up again at the curb. 3D road markings and narrowed roads to slow the cars down. We will also install larger and more colorful block signs with familiar symbols to help seniors remember their own block and find their way home. So this is not where the satay stall is. This is the satay block, block 113 in Kebun Baru. Third, for those who need a little more help, we'll build more assisted living facilities. Take, for example, IDEAL. This is another acronym, Integrated Dementia Assisted Living Project, IDEAL at 115, at the Kueh Lapis block, block 115, Kebun Baru. I went to open it a few months ago. It's a ground-up project by Dementia Singapore with some government support to help seniors with mild dementia. Many of the seniors live in their own flats in this block. The void deck has become their community living room where seniors have fun and games, exercise, get their haircuts, and eat together. Whenever a senior needs anything, he or she will go to the second floor, and the residents affectionately call this Jilao, the second floor. There are shared facilities there, like a community kitchen where they cook and hang out, and a telehealth room where staff can monitor their vital signs and arrange for telemedicine checkups. All at Jilao. At IDEAL, seniors with dementia can live happily on their own upstairs and enjoy the warmth and care of friends and community downstairs. HDB is building similar assisted living projects called community care apartments. They will serve not just seniors suffering from dementia, but also those who are well. And we'll need a whole range of these facilities, whether for assisted living or the AACs, to serve old folks with different needs. Some of these already exist today, but we need to improve them, scale them up, and get ready for the large numbers down the road. We will keep making Singapore a more friendly home for current and future seniors. Investing resources to senior-proof our homes, making precincts safer and easier to navigate, and constructing more assisted living residences with integrated accommodation, care, and community facilities. And we'll do this across Singapore, starting with the towns with the most seniors, like Ang Mo Kio and Bukit Merah. So we are taking major steps to prepare for a super-aged society. And it's part of a new national program called Age Well SG, which will complement Healthier SG in improving the health of our seniors. And the ministries will share more about this in the coming months. Together, we'll make Singapore an endearing home for all ages, where seniors can age with dignity and grace, connected with friends and family. Now I want to speak about public housing. HDB is a vital part of the Singapore story. Right from the very start, the PAP government put heavy emphasis on public housing. Here's Mr. Lee Kuan Yew laying the foundation stone at the Cantonment Road Housing Estate in March 1963. This was HDB's earliest projects, one of them. Mr. Lee was convinced that housing would give Singaporeans a stake in our nation's future because, he explained, housing gives more than a sensation of permanence. It is permanent. Then we dig our toes in and we fight. So housing has always meant much more to us than a roof over our heads. It also gives every Singaporean a valuable asset and a powerful reason to fight for our country and our future. Fast forward 60 years, today we have one of the highest home ownership rates in the world. 9 in 10 Singaporeans own our own homes. 8 in 10 live in HDB flats. Our Singaporean identity is deeply intertwined with our HDB flats and towns. These are homes we are proud to own, neighborhoods we raise our families in, and communities we build together. Over the decades, the government has kept housing affordable and accessible for Singaporeans. We price HDB flats at a substantial discount below their market value. We also provide a wide range of generous grants to first-timers, families, and the lower income. COVID disrupted our public housing program. BTO projects were delayed. The shortfall of new flats pushed up prices of resale flats. And MND and HDB have been working very hard to catch up. They are making good progress. So far, HDB has completed and delivered more than 70% of the flats that had been delayed by the pandemic. And we are also ramping up supply. We've launched 50,000 flats since 2021. By 2025, in 2 years' time, we'll have launched another 50,000 flats, making a total of 100,000 flats. With supply catching up, the market is calming down. First-timer BTO application rates are lower, waiting times are shorter, resale prices are gradually stabilizing. Recently, MND announced changes to help Singaporeans with urgent housing needs get their flats earlier. Families with young children and young married couples buying their first home will receive more ballot chances and higher priority in flat allocation. HDB will also launch more BTO flats with shorter waiting times of 2 to 3 years. And we're working extra hard, and I'm confident that we'll get over this hump soon. Tonight, I want to look beyond this hump to the longer-term public housing landscape. Since the early 90s, HDB has used a simple framework to guide the public in buying flats. We distinguish between mature estates and non-mature estates. Mature estates are places like Ang Mo Kio, Toa Payoh, or Queenstown. This is a picture of Dawson in Queenstown, where I recorded my National Day message this year. Mature estates are usually more centrally located, better connected, and with more amenities. And naturally, these places are more popular, and their prices reflect the higher demand. Then there are the non-mature estates. These are less central and further out, like Jurong East and Woodlands and Punggol. What non-mature estates lose in terms of location and convenience initially, they make up for in lower BTO prices. Between mature and non-mature estates, HDB has been able to offer a flat for every household's budget. This framework is easy to understand and has worked well for many years. But our housing landscape is evolving. Firstly, we have fewer and fewer large tracts of undeveloped land left to build new towns and estates. Tengah will be the last new town for quite some time, at least until Paya Lebar Air Base moves out to Changi and the site is cleared and redeveloped. Increasingly, we'll have to build new HDB flats within or near to existing estates, and these will often be more centrally located. For example, at Mount Pleasant, where the police academy used to be. We are planning to build 5,000 new homes there. New projects like these, nestled in older, more developed areas with a lot more amenities, will be more popular and will naturally cost more. Secondly, even what we call non-mature estates today have become much more developed. We imagine non-mature estates as being very bare bones, blocks of flats surrounded by empty, barren ground. Our mental image is this photo. And once upon a time, it looked like this. This was Toa Payoh in the 1960s. Toa Payoh doesn't look like this today. But look around you now. Towns like Jurong East, Woodlands, or Punggol. That's not bare bones. These towns have matured and now have excellent connectivity and a full suite of amenities. So the distinction between mature and non-mature estates is blurring. And this is reflected in BTO applications. Some choicer projects in non-mature estates are even more popular than projects in mature estates. And it shows that buyers are discerning. You know when you see a good deal, and what matters to you are the specific attributes of the project, rather than whether we call it mature or non-mature. In future, many more BTO developments will be in estates or locations that are effectively mature. And that means the framework of mature and non-mature estates will no longer work, and we need a new framework. This new framework has to achieve three important objectives. One, it has to keep home ownership affordable to all income groups. Two, it has to maintain a good social mix in every town and every region. And three, it has to keep the system fair for everyone. And here's how we'll do it. For a start, we will keep HDB flat prices affordable. We will gradually provide more housing grants, especially grants that are means-tested, like the Enhanced Housing Grant. This way, lower and middle-income households will get the most support to own their homes. There will always be an HDB flat to meet every budget, and we can maintain a good social mix in every town and region. This will work for most HDB projects, but it will still leave one particular problem, and that is with projects in choicer locations within a region. For example, projects near an MRT station or near the town center. Such flats see the highest demand during BTO exercises. People know that HDB is offering a good deal because these flats will fetch much higher resale prices afterwards. And this turns the BTO exercise into a lottery. Those who are lucky enough to ballot such a flat stand to reap a windfall upon resale. And this will not be fair to the many more who miss out. Take, for example, one recent BTO project, Central Weave at Ang Mo Kio. This is Ang Mo Kio. Let me zoom in. Central Weave is right at the town center. Let me zoom in a little bit more. It's next to the MRT and bus interchange. The market is there. The hawker center is there. Ang Mo Kio Hub is nearby. So location, location, location. This is an excellent location. It's a highly desirable project. And HDB's selling price had to reflect these attributes. So the prices for the biggest flats at Central Weave, 5-room and 3-gen flats, range from 700,000+ to 877,000 before grants. Even then, these flats were heavily discounted off their true market value. Some people complained that these prices were exorbitant and unaffordable, and yet these units were heavily oversubscribed. More than 6,500 households applied for just 372 such flats. 17 applicants for every flat. And clearly these applicants must have found the Central Weave project affordable and thought that the prices offered them good value. And no doubt many hoped their flats would fetch strong resale prices later on. So think about it. if you're a HDB CEO sitting down, confronted with this problem, what will you do? We have a dilemma with projects at choicer locations like Central Weave. Should we price them higher or lower? If we price them higher, we will shrink the windfall gains, we will reduce the lottery effect. This will moderate demand, and that's good. But there will be sticker shock. These flats will become expensive and unaffordable to most families, and we won't get a good social mix. Some people will still afford them, but mainly those near the income ceiling or those whose parents can help them pay for the flat. And the result, the precinct will become a higher income enclave. And that is not what we want. But if HDB prices such flats lower, more households can afford them. We achieve a better social mix. That's good. But then we exacerbate the lottery effect because the potential windfall will be even richer. It's not just tio bei pio, it's tio tau pio. Even more families will try for these flats, and for every one happy, successful buyer, there will be maybe 20, maybe more unsuccessful buyers. And they will be understandably and justifiably frustrated and very unhappy. And this is not fair. So under the present framework, whether we price such flats higher or lower, we cannot fully achieve all three objectives: affordability, a good social mix, and a fair outcome. So what do we do? Central Weave is already sold, but we can expect more such situations as we build more flats in existing towns. How do we solve this problem? Our solution is to introduce a new plus model for selling HDB flats at choicer locations with stricter sale conditions so that we can moderate the prices. And let me explain carefully what I mean. Today, HDB launches BTO projects all over Singapore. We're all familiar with them. Everybody knows the BTO rules. For example, a 5-year minimum occupation period, or MOP, after which the owner can resell the flat. And there's no income ceiling for resale buyers. These are standard rules and apply to what I will call standard projects. In future, most HDB projects will still be standard projects. But within each region, some HDB projects will be in choicer locations. Take, for example, Bayshore in Bedok. This is Bedok town. Bayshore is there. Let me zoom in, and you can see Bayshore is a very good location for homes because you've got 2 MRT stations, Bedok South and Bayshore MRT stations. Shopping malls will be built in this corner. Siglap CC is there. East Coast Park is across the road, and then you have the waterfront. Again, all the Yoshan Yoshri. We will have both private and public housing in Bayshore, and the HDB projects will likely be plus projects and will be sold under different rules. HDB will give more subsidies for these plus flats, over and above the subsidies for standard BTO flats. This will moderate the price of plus flats and put them within reach of more households. But to make the scheme fair, HDB will also impose more restrictive restrictions, more restrictive sale conditions. For example, a longer MOP of 10 years to favor buyers who are planning to stay there for the longer term and discourage those who may be thinking of flipping the property and moving out as soon as they can. Tighter restrictions when the homeowner resells a plus flat later on, such as a subsidy recovery applied on the resale price, certain percentage when you sell the price, when you sell the flat, you pay back a certain percentage to HDB to take back the extra discounts you enjoyed upfront since you are moving out. And this is to be fair to other buyers who didn't get these plus flats. Also, there will be an income ceiling on resale buyers, just like how we have an income ceiling on first-time buyers. And this will moderate the resale prices and help to maintain a better social mix, even in the resale market in the longer term. As we build more projects in mature areas, this plus model will help us to meet our three objectives: affordability, good social mix, and fairness. I keep on showing you this slide because this is crucial. These are the three fundamental objectives, and we must bear that in mind when we think, what is HDB doing? Why is HDB doing this? How does doing this help us to achieve these objectives? It will help Singaporeans find a house that suits your needs, even in good locations. Not just for you, but your children too. Actually, the plus model is not entirely new. We already have something similar called the prime location public housing model. It's a lot of words, so let's just call them prime projects for short. One example is Bukit Merah Ridge. Like other prime projects, it's very close to the city center. Naturally, these flats are very desirable and will be more expensive. But we've been able to keep their selling prices reasonable by imposing tight restrictions and also a subsidy recovery to moderate the windfall gains. The prime model has shown good outcomes so far. In Bukit Merah Ridge, the selling price for a 4-room flat ranged from 540,000 to 737,000 before grants. And each flat attracted 5.4 applicants, far fewer than Central Weave, even if you compare to the 4-room flats at Central Weave. And we hope that plus projects will achieve similarly good outcomes. So let me go back to Central Weave because you are probably thinking and asking, had we sold Central Weave as a plus project with the tighter restrictions and additional subsidies, would HDB have priced it lower than it actually did? And the answer is yes, it would. Because that's the whole point of plus projects, to enable HDB to moderate the prices of flats in choicer locations and still be fair to all flat buyers. So think of it like this. Standard flats are good flats built all over Singapore and will have HDB's standard subsidies and standard restrictions. Plus flats are in the choicer locations within a region and will have more subsidies and tighter restrictions than standard flats. Then prime flats are in the choicest and most central locations in the whole of Singapore. And they'll have the most subsidies and the tightest restrictions. Let me show you the whole picture in one slide. The new framework, standard plus prime. Standard island-wide, subsidy standard, restriction standard. That's why we call it standard. Plus flats, choicer region, more subsidies, tighter restrictions. Prime flats, choicest locations, most subsidies, tightest locations. Actually, the quality of the flats, they're all good flats, good flats, good flats. But the locations are different, the subsidies are different, the restrictions are different. And this new framework, standard, plus, and prime, will be a major change to the way HDB sells flats. HDB will roll out this framework for all new projects from the second half of next year. It will not affect existing projects. Your current homes or the homes you've already booked will not be reclassified in time to come We will no longer refer to new projects as mature and non-mature. Instead, we will build a good mix of projects within and across regions to cater to different needs and budgets. And that's how we can fulfill our commitment to keep high-quality HDB flats accessible and affordable to you and to your children for a very long time to come. The new framework, Standard, Plus, and Prime, will affect everyone buying a new HDB flat. But there's one special group I want to address, the singles. More and more Singaporeans are choosing to be single. Singles, too, hope to own their homes and have more housing choices. We hear your concerns. Today, first-timer singles can apply for new flats, but only two-room flexi flats and only in non-mature estates. They cannot buy new flexi flats in mature estates. Singles are also not allowed to buy prime flats. These rules are to prioritize our limited supply of flats, but unfortunately, they have restricted singles' choices. And we will do something about this. When we roll out the new framework, singles will be allowed to buy two-room flexi flats across all types of BTO projects, Standard, Plus, and Prime. HDB will tell you the details soon, but I'm sure singles will welcome this move to have more choices, to find your own home, and to write your own part in Singapore's housing story. I spoke earlier about the foundation stone that Mr. Lee laid back in 1963. Today, Cantonment Road Housing Estate has been redeveloped into our most iconic public housing project, the Pinnacle at Duxton. But 60 years on, that original foundation stone is still there at the Heritage Garden at the Pinnacle. It occupies pride of place to remind each new generation that our housing program is a vital part of the Singapore story. That the Singapore we live in today is what we have inherited from those who came before us, and that we owe an immense debt to the hard work and good governance of the Founding Fathers and the Pioneer generation. In a few weeks' time, we will be marking the 100th birth anniversary of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. It's timely to reflect upon the values and ideals championed by Mr. Lee and the Founding Fathers, and for us to renew our commitment to these enduring values and ideals. I spoke in my Malay speech earlier about an exhibition now on at the National Museum, Semangat Yang Baru, Forging a New Singapore Spirit. The exhibition tells the story of the birth of our nation. It transports us back to our early years of nation building. It honors the indomitable spirit of the pioneer generation. They dared, they fought ferociously for Singapore, they never gave up. And thus, they turned mud flats into a metropolis and took us from third world to first. But our forefathers built more than a nation of bricks and mortar, skyscrapers, and a thriving economy. They created a nation founded on ideals, justice and equality, religious freedom and racial harmony, a commitment to excellence, a fair system of meritocracy, and an uncompromising insistence on honest, clean government. Integrity and incorruptibility are fundamental to Singapore. They are the foundation on which we build, we run and clean and effective government and deliver results for Singaporeans. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew considered these the most crucial ideals of all. On his 90th birthday, he came to Parliament to attend the sitting. We celebrated his birthday in the members' room. We were all there. PAP MPs and ministers, opposition MPs led by Mr. Low Teow Kiang, as well as NMPs. Frail and ill, Mr. Lee said just a few words. He spoke only about one thing. He reminded us Singapore must always remain clean and incorruptible, and ministers and MPs have to set the example. Otherwise, he said, we are finished. I will never forget those brief words. For the sake of the country, I will do all I can to keep faith with Mr. Lee's hope. No matter the price, no matter the embarrassment or political cost, I will do my utmost to keep the system clean. And every generation of PAP leaders must also stand by this. This is what Singapore depends upon. The ideals I spoke about are not just abstract aspirations. They are our compass. They guide every decision we make. They give purpose and meaning to our nation building. They make Singapore stand tall amongst the nations of the world. By upholding these ideals, we have, over the decades, built a high-trust society, one where people trust one another, regardless of race, language, or religion, where the people and government trust each other too, in big ways and small. This is what saw us through the ups and downs over the past 58 years, and this is how we weathered COVID-19. COVID now seems like a bad dream, confused, receding, getting forgotten. But the pandemic could well have been a real nightmare. Things could easily have gone horribly wrong, as they did in many other countries. Thankfully, we avoided disastrous outcomes and averted the loss of many, many lives. Our people came through safe and sound, our economy revived in good shape, and our society has grown more united, not less. We owe this to our collective efforts and our strong mutual trust, which we must strengthen and deepen to secure a bright future for our people. As we prepare for the future, one crucial task is leadership renewal. As you all know, my original plan was to hand over and step down as PM by 2022, before my 70th birthday. But the pandemic disrupted this plan. I promised Singaporeans that I would see the nation through the crisis together with both the current and the 4G leadership. Now, COVID is behind us, and my succession plans are back on track. Recently, several controversial issues have drawn Singaporeans' attention. I've spoken about them in Parliament and in my National Day message. We dealt with each of them thoroughly and transparently, and let me assure you, these incidents will not delay my timetable for renewal. We are on track. More and more, my task is to support the 4G team and their agenda. I want to get them off to the best start possible. They are increasingly setting the pace. My themes in this rally are all Forward SG themes. The 4G will soon wrap up the Forward SG exercise, but their journey is just beginning. Our nation's future depends on them working as one with you to take Singapore forward. I have every confidence in Lawrence Wong and his team. We share the same core convictions that we are stewards of Singapore, entrusted with the immense responsibility to lead and care for this nation. That our time as stewards is transient, but we are building a Singapore for the ages. And that our best service to this nation is to hand over a better, stronger Singapore to those who follow us. My team and I are deeply grateful to you for standing with us through thick and thin. Please give Lawrence and his team your fullest support too, now and after they take over. The Singapore story has been an unlikely one from the start. Our nation is still young and will always be tiny. We will forever be an unlikely nation, created out of the sheer collective will of our people. Nobody expected us to survive, much less to flourish. But each time we beat the odds. Each time we showed the world what Singapore can be. It has been an It has been an exceptional story, but I believe the best parts are still to be written. Let us hold fast to our values which anchor us and guide our way. Our mutual trust, which is the bedrock of our success, and our dreams, which drive us ever forward. Let us come together with a renewed spirit and vigor, a semangat yang baru, to build a better, brighter Singapore for generations to come. Majulah Singapura.